Hi guys. Hello. Well, I'm here. Sorry if I'm just a couple minutes late. So I'm here. As I said, you see the title of this video. As I said, good morning, good afternoon. Um, Let me just, I have two devices here. So let me just mute one. Okay, guys. So I just muted one of the devices that I have here. This is just for answer back to your question that I have this device open. So if you see me on two screens, let me just put this here. It's just to have to answer back to your question, right? No, right. So I pause one. Hold on. Let me just close off one here. Right. So as I said, good morning to you guys, good night, good evening, whichever part of the country you are, the state, the continent, whichever part of the world you are. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, and welcome to my live with Tamara Fashion Style. Right now, today in this live is to answer some question for you guys, which some of you guys might have, right? Because a lot of messages coming into my inbox, right, with a lot of questions, right? So you may see me looking down is because I have some answer here for you guys. If you guys have any question, please send your question so I can answer back, right? So I will see the question while I'm discussing with you so I can answer back. So some of you in my inbox it have some question here, some of you ask, right? Now some of you ask about this sewing, right? Now you want, some of you want is beginners, some of you want to learn to sew, what is about, if it's all, is a lot of questions, right? So I just pick out some, and if you guys have any, please message me, let me know. You can leave the chat right on the this live so I can answer back to you, right? So share my live. I wanted to build up before I start. I wanted to build up. I know some of you guys may be at work, some of you wherever, right? So I'm happy to have whoever here. So before further ado, let's get into this question and answering. So if you guys have any question, you can leave it there for me so I can answer back. So let me just put on my device where I can see if I can see the question, live chat and message. Okay, right. So let me see where I can see you guys message. Okay, all right. Yes, so the question is, right, when it comes to sewing in the first place, right, this is a video I want to do a long time, a Q&A where you guys can chat with me face to face so I can answer back to your question, right? Now you may see me looking away from the cameras because I have some information here which I want to share with you, right? Because when it comes to sewing, a lot of us just want to sew, right? And sometimes it's a challenge for us, right? So the thing about sewing, first thing, right, you have to ask yourself, what do I really sewing for? Am I got time for sew? Right? Now all these things you have to put into consideration, right, when it comes to sewing. We don't want to sew because we see somebody else sewing, or because we may see somebody else with an outfit that we like, right? And we just want to sew it because we see the person in it, or because it may look good on the shelf, or it may cost too much or so. Sewing is a good skill, I tell anybody who want to learn to sew, but it's something that you have to like. It's something that you have to love. That is the number one thing, right? So all this we're going to speak about into the sewing, right? So I have some question here. Let me just pull it up. But before I pull up the question, I'm going to discuss with you a little bit more. Right? So the number one question you should ask yourself, as I said, this is a Q&A question. If you have any question, you can leave it in the chat so I can reply back to it. I'm going to see it right here on the chat if you have any. All right? I'm going to see it on the chat here. Let me see. Okay, none in okay. Okay. Now one person asks, what has your experience had been on Think Fit? Well, tell the honest truth, I like to be truthful with people, right? To me, I as a straight up person, I like to tell people the truth, my experience and what is not my experience. I don't like to come on and tell people, oh, this been happening and that been happening, and it's not truth, right? So I'll give you my experience, right, with what happened. Think Fit is a good platform, right? And to me, there is some people who on the bigger scale, the bigger stage. Somebody to me who done like, it's for somebody who like establish, or if you want to become big, like, and you have like a big audience who you already have like in your circle, right? People who like love what you do, right? People who appreciate your work and willing to like pay for it, right? Take a step further, for teach them more, right? Think Fit is like for a platform like that. But for me personally, I had a channel on Think Fit where I set up. I think I maybe still have it there, but I don't really check on it too much because it is not benefiting me, right? Because you put all this time in to creating these class, right? And then when the day comes, they are not promoting your channel, right? You have to do the promotion for yourself, right? So for me personally, I didn't reap any benefit from that, right? I went on to the they have what you call it, you have the paid update, you have different category, right? You have the basic, you have the pay, you got a premium, and I think you have gold, and all these things they came out with. But to be honest, I was on the basic, like the free. I used to use the free one just to give it a try to see what would be the outcome, and it was of no benefit for me. So I didn't really take the paid version because I see I would be losing money there every month, because the paid version is like $99. It's either $99 US or 49 or 50, something like that. I can't even remember because I didn't really bother with it, because I don't see from the basic, the free version, is that it didn't really make any sense to me that I sit down putting all this work into this video, because doing a record, right, and a video, especially when it comes to sewing, most of you guys will know it takes a lot of work, right, to get that video together, to edit it, to do all these things. It's a lot of work. So for me, creating video for put on Think Fit, for me, I prefer to put my video up on YouTube and just let whatever is the outcome. At least I will get more comments, you will get more viewers, you'll get more subscribers, right? But for me, for Think Fit, to be honest, maybe other people have different experience, but for me, my experience I have is of no benefit for me. I don't know if later down maybe I might give it a try again. I don't know. Maybe when I develop a bigger audience, maybe who willing to pay for my work, right? Who willing to take it a step further if I teach them, more advanced. I may give it a try. I'm not saying I wouldn't, right? I may. So all for now, I'm not I'm not putting too much effort into that, right? So other people may have different experience. It's up to you if you want to try it. Don't let me prevent you or dance your spirit from trying. You go on, you develop your thing and get your own experience. But from my experience, they are not promoting your channel. You have to do the promotion for yourself. You have to let people know, well, you have this course on Think Fit, and this is what you're offering and so on. Maybe in your YouTube video that you're making, maybe you could advertise it. I think that's a good way, right? And I do a couple of advertising, yes, on my YouTube channel, but I didn't get much response. Maybe I didn't do it properly, or maybe I didn't do the advertisement or the promotion enough. So you have to take a lot of things into consideration, right? How you want to do it. So maybe you can give it a try. Maybe your experience might be different from mine, right? So give it a try if you would like. So don't let me discourage you from giving it a try. All right? I like people to try things for themselves, right? To see how it feels, because sometimes you might have a different view of it than I do, right? So it's all about you, but that's just my experience that I'm sharing with you. It didn't do any benefit for me. Maybe I don't know if I didn't promote it well or so, right? And then it's a lot of work. The video them you cannot on Think Fit, you can't upload all at one time. It's piece. So you have to sit down sometime whole night. You understand? And you have to cut you video them in pieces. So you give this first part. If you say, well, you want to do this sewing class with, let me say, a tailor jacket, right? Now you sit down, you record that whole session, let's say about an hour video, right? Just edit everything together, and let's say you're going to upload it onto that website. Now they won't allow you to upload that whole video at once. That have to chop into pieces. So let's say you have this video have about 12 sections, right? 12 parts, or let me say 20 parts. Because I know our videos are very long time, right? And in their cases of uploading, you have to put a start, let me say, the video, the maximum would be like in a short clip, maybe about, maybe 15 to 20, not even so much minutes. It's just a little piece. So you have to keep uploading these parts, different parts. You got part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. So you have to name these chapters. You understand? Well, look, this is the belt loop. You're going to do a piece for that. Then the button, you're going to do a piece for that. Then the what you call it? Where you put the zipper, the lap zipper, or whatever you're doing, you have to do a video with a piece of that. So it's like your video, the time you take, you have to create every section of the video, different chapters, right, for upload it. So it's not like YouTube, or YouTube have it, that you sit down and you do an hour video, you edit everything together, you put that in one, and then you upload that video on onto Think Fit, and that's it. No, you have to go chapter by chapter. So you will take maybe about a day or two to upload all what you have to upload, and it takes a lot of time. So I just forget it, because the time I take to do that on that platform, I could upload about 4 videos on YouTube and get more views. So it's up to you if you want to try it. You give it a try, and then you will let me know the experience that you have, if you like it or not. Okay? No. All right. I hope I'm able to make that clear for you. If you understand, please let me know that you understand what I'm saying. Next thing, I have some question here. Let me just open it, right? Now the Q&A question, you have any, please put it in the bottom of the video so I can respond back to your question. So let's go into some question I have here concerning sewing. When it comes to threads, right? Now I have a with sewing machine and different stitch, right? Different setting of the sewing machine, you have different thread, right? Different needles use different, you have different needles for different things. So we're gonna get into the needle. Let's talk about the thread now. Now my thread that I use, I purchase it from my local fabric store, right? You go in a fabric store. Okay, thank you very much. I'm happy to hear that I was able to make it clear for you. Now, I purchased my thread from my local fabric store, right? How I purchase my thread, I would go into, if I got a little extra money, right? Because sometimes you don't always have money, right, to buy sewing items, right? So sometimes you might get a little extra that you might sew something for somebody and they might pay you your money, and when you look on your shelf, you might, sometimes in the process of sewing that thing for someone, you might realize you don't have black, you don't have white, you don't have the colors that the fabric that they bring, you realize that you don't have it, right? So some people, that is just some comfortable for some people, but for me, what I do, if I get a little extra money, I would go to my fabric store and I would buy 2 of each color that they have. So let's say, for instance, they have 12 different colors, right? I would take 2 of each. So I would buy 2 black, I would buy 2 white, I would buy 2 yellow, I would buy 2 red, maybe I buy 2 green, maybe I buy 2 blue, right? Whatever shade or color that they have, and I would stack that thread up. So we have overlocker. Some of you have overlocker that use 4 thread, some use 3 threads, right? So what I would do, seeing that I purchase 2 of each color of this the reel of threads that they have, I would use that, right? How I use it, I would get some bobbins, right? You know, you have the bobbin for your sewing machine, right? That bobbin could hold on to the serger that the thread does go on hook on, right? So I would get 4 bobbins, right? And I would reel the thread on or wind the thread on onto the bobbins, and I would put it onto my overlocker with a big reel of thread hole, so I can get the color that I need. You understand? From that 2 spool that I purchased, right? So if, let's say, I sew in something yellow or something green or something blue, and I want it to look neat, I want it to match the same color that the fabric, I want to match the same color of the fabric, I would wind 4 bobbins with the yellow thread or with the green thread, put it onto my serger, and then I would serge it, so that fabric would come out very neat, right? Now the serger or the overlocker, if you are not using an industrial overlocker, right, and you're just using a home sewing, a domestic overlocker, the and you're sewing, you're serging, let's say, a black piece of fabric, right, the seam, and you only have white thread onto your serger, right? You never notice that when you serge that, when you do that overlocking for the edge of that fabric, a black fabric with a white thread, how does it look? It don't look neat at all. It don't look neat at all. It's like you're seeing the defect in the serging. So I just advise people, if you don't have enough thread for put onto the serger, just wind 4 bobbins and put it onto the serger, so you would get a neat finish. Because especially sewing for people when money is involved, right? You want your clothes to be neat, you want it to be appealing, so people will come back, right? Now I have some customers, they don't go anyway. If I tell them, well, I sign off a month or for a week or so, they don't care, they're waiting until when I ready to sew their clothes, because they get what they need, they're comfortable, they feel happy. So you always want to please your customers then, right? Even though you may have some disgusting customers, because telling you, in the field of fashion and sewing and seamstress or whatever, right, you would meet with all kind of people. You would meet some people wouldn't like your sewing, Some people won't like the way you sew the clothes. You look, you would meet with customer very, very disgusting. You understand? And next thing you would meet with customer who hardly want to pay you for your work, right? But you have to remember, you have to know the time that you put into this work, right? You have to know all the sacrifice that you make. And if that is your price, that is your price, right? So you have to know. So when coming to trade, and these things always make your work look finished and neat, right? And always find a time where you could do this thing. Don't just hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. So when coming to trade, purchase the right trade. If you don't have money to buy the amount that you require, just purchase what you could buy. Even if it's one spool, right? Or the color, just wind it onto 4 bobbin where you can do the overlap or get this thing neat, right? Hope I was able to make myself clear. So, and I purchase from my local fabric store. Any fabric store does sell trade, right? And they have places like, I never purchase trade from international, like overseas. I never purchase trade from those places because I don't know what the trade look like. Sometimes the trade come and it's not what I want, right? Sometimes they, and then when they put the picture up on the website, the trade look very large, and then when the call trade come is a small spool like this that get you disappointed, right? So I always prefer to purchase trade from my local store where I can feel and touch and see what the trade look like, because photos, tell you the honest truth, does lie. They edited those photos to make this thread look like the color, or the color that you thinking that is the color that you want, and when it comes, either too light or too dark. So always I encourage people buy thread from the local fabric store, right? So that is one with the thread. Now for the needles, right? Well, to be honest, I import my needles then, right? The needles them I always import them because sometimes hearing have the needle that I want. Because remember, you have different type of fabric, right? You have jersey, you have spandex. They have needle for every fabric that you could find out there, right? You have top stitching needle. You have different needle, right, for different trades, right? So I always import my machine. My machine that I use is an industrial machine. I will do a next video on that to show you what it look like and how it works. Now I have a couple of domestic sewing machine what I purchased for start when I was now getting into sewing and these kind of thing. You know, you buy the small machine first, the home sewing machine, and then eventually you find that that machine get too slow, it get too small, so you want to invest in a big one, right? For the needle, for my machine, for my industrial machine, I import it. Now I buy needle from anywhere. Sometimes I find needle on Amazon, sometimes I find needle on eBay, sometimes they have this other I can't even remember the site, but it's a site start with W. Is what I can't even remember what the site name, but they have needle. You just type up industrial sewing machine needle and you would find the size of the needle. Now forget the needle for your machine, especially if you're using an industrial sewing machine. You need to find the number that your machine use the needle. Don't just go out and buy any wild needle, because I'm giving you that from my experience. I have about 6 packets of needle will carry 10 inside, and none can fit my sewing machine. The reason why is because I just type up, the machine came up, the sewing needle came up. I see for industrial sewing machine and I just go and buy it, not knowing that my machine used the flat head, and what come was the wrong headed industrial sewing machine needle that cannot fit in my sewing machine, right? So now I left with that stock because I cannot send it back. It would cost me more to send it back because I have to remember I am international. I am in a Caribbean island. So when you purchase things from the United States or wherever you saw it, right, it gonna cost you more to send it back. So always check your information first for your sewing machine. What type of sewing machine you have, right? What type of needle this sewing machine will use, right? So that you don't end up stuck with all these things and just wastage your money, right? So always check the type of needle that your sewing machine use, right? So that you can purchase the right needle for your sewing machine. Okay? Don't end up like me and end up with all that, right? So I would advise people, if you have money, you buy a pack of each or the fabric them that you sew, right? A pack does have 10 inside. I like to buy, that's just my way. I like to buy the pack of each, right? So you have a size 14, a size 18, a size 12. I don't think industrial sewing machine have size 12. I don't know, I have to research it and see. But I think it's from size 14, size 18, size 20, 22 and go up. Now from the size 18, 20, 22 and up, that's for heavy fabric. Like your 18 is like for denim fabric and so on. Okay, I will answer that just now. Let me just finish this party. So if yes, from size 18 needle is for so heavy fabric, right? 12, 14, 9 and 10 is for so lightweight fabric, right? Now you're sewing a jersey material, they have needle for that. They have the jersey needle, you have spandex needle, you have stretch needle, they have needle for that type of sewing, right? So you look for the right needle and, right, purchase the right needle for your sewing machine, right? For the domestic sewing machine, you can get from size 9, I think you have size 10, size 12, size, you have different size. That's for like light fabric. So look for whatever machine you have, look for the needles and buy the right needle. All right? Let me get a question coming here. Let me see. What advice can you give to someone who wants to put their clothing line in an ST store? Wow. That's a good one as well. No, I had experience with that as well. Now, ST is that is for more vintage like things like. So when you're going ST, you see a lot of vintage like them, like a lot of things that people can't find, right? And I see people now start selling like sewing pattern. You can find anything on it. Anything you're looking for, you could find on that website, right? So if you want to try it, I would advise you for try it, right? Don't let nobody dance your spirit for try it. As I always say, you is the one have to put the work into it. If you know you have customer and you want to start your own clothing line, and the next thing I just tell people, don't sew things that are already out there, that are already in fashion out there. Come up with your own idea, come up with your own style, your own thing, you know. Sew things that it is not popular, right? Because something is popular on ST, they have many stores that have this thing selling. You have to look at the price range, because some of them price it low, some price it high, right? So let's say you make a product that no one have. This is your own creation, you come out with it, right? And you advertise it, you model it, you get somebody to model it, you get somebody to think it's something that no one have, right? And you decide to come out with it, you price it at any price you want, right? So you try it, right, and see how it gonna benefit you. I had a store on ST, but it didn't really do me anything good. Maybe as I said, as this the thing fitted before, maybe I put too much effort into it. Because all these things is time and effort. And the next thing, I just tell people, you can't want to start a store today and expect it to blow up today. No. This thing, people who in business, who you see run big today, is because the consistency. They keep doing it every day, every night. This thing is a lot of work. You have to put the effort, right, and the work into it, right? People on YouTube who you see channel blow up, they put the work into it, right? But we now have this kind of thing. We do a video today, right? Then we do one till next month, and we do one till the other month. Our channel will grow, won't grow in that manner, because we are not consistent, right? We feel for do it today, we do it today. We feel for do it next week, we do it next week. And that's why our channel will take longer to go, right? People tends to get tired where you're not posting anything too often. When you post is like a 1 month, is a next 3 months after. No, it's something consistent. So on ST, you develop your store, right? You don't have to go big, you know, you and what I would advise people to do, for me, especially people with clothing line, if let's say you want to go into a clothing business, right? You want to do your own clothing line. I would buy some fabric, right? And you make about 6 pieces of this clothing, right? You make a top, you make the top, you make the pants for it, you make the skirt, you make a little them little tank top, right? You make a blouse, right? Out of this fabric, you purchase, and you put it on ST, right? So they see the advertisement like what you offering, right? And then you can take work from there. You ain't making the clothes and have it sit down, right? Remember, the 6 piece you make is just for advertisement. You showing them what they can get, right? This is the 6 style that I have, and this is what this is my clothing line. This is the first clothing line, but this is what in stock for now, right? This is what you can get. If you need the top for it, you can get the top for it, but this is the style, what it look like. This is what the style will look like, right? Don't advertise a style and then when the person get it is something different. You understand? If you know you're advertising, you want to go into a clothing line with a nice top, with a nice bow and a zip in front, you make that pattern, you sew it up together, you put it on ST. Someone order it, sew it exactly like the advertisement, right, that you have advertising. Because for me personally, if I see you advertising, let me say this top I have on, and have a nice zip in front, I like it, you got it there, no? And then it have a nice bow. I may tend to like that, and I may tend to purchase that for you. Then when it come, it didn't have no zip in front. It didn't have no bow. You're just telling me that was just an advertisement. No. People funny. People want what they see, right? So for you, you want to go into a clothing line, get a piece of fabric, even if it's a 6 yard or 4 yards, right? You have to invest, right? And you design a line that you like, that you want to come out with something that nobody in have, right? And sew your thing, put it up, you understand? And take order from there. That's it. Don't sew the clothes and just have it sit down. Don't go into this big expense and say, look, I'm sewing this whole clothing line and then I'm gonna put it up. No, try 3 or 6 pieces first, right? And then you take order from there. You take the person measurement, or if you develop a measuring chart, right? A size chart, sorry. Make sure that the sizes that you have on the website advertising, right? Like let's say the bust is 40, the waist is 34, the hip is 46, the length is 30, you know, make sure you have those details so that when the person compare the measurement to what you have on the website, right, it would be the same when they get the clothing, right? So it would fit them the same measurement. Because let's say for instance, I see your clothes and you say, okay, on your website, the bust is 37, the waist is 33, the hip is 46. I would say, yes, that is my size, it's going to fit me. Then when the clothing come, the clothes tight or the clothes too big, that would upset me. I won't go back to your store and buy, right? So starting a clothing line, you want to do your own clothes, make sure you have every detail and make sure that whatever you have written, right, on your timeline or your about us or whatever you want to put, right, in the wherever how you're describing or you're advertising or whatever, make sure all the details that you have there is the truth, right? So people will find your store. When they get your clothes, they could, you know, market it for you. I could tell me friend, well, listen, go on ST. This person, that person have this store. I buy this thing the other day and his measurement was perfect. You understand? So try it if you want to try it. right? I saw you just make some nice suit, some nice jacket. It does look very neat. So maybe if you want to do that, just try a couple pieces in different colors, right? And put it up and see. So you could start with the we call it a nice little um people when they starting with maybe if you more into male, right? You can make a couple male thing like a nice little tank vest with a nice little short pants and you put it up. Try it a two-piece first and see if it goes well. Well then bingo for you. All right. So try it. Don't let me come and tell you don't try it because me I had experience with this and I had that. I closed down my shop on ST, right? That's just my view, right? Because the reason why is because I don't have the time. Because when I doing sewing video, I works as well, right? So I have to find time to do those videos. I like today's my day off, so I can chat with you. I can do a video later, right? Because I only get day off on Thursdays and Saturdays and Sundays. Now Saturdays and Sundays my day for work and clean up and cook and all this thing. As a wife, we have responsibility, right? So on Thursdays is why I take me day off and do my uploading of my video and whatever. So put the effort into it. Try maybe a tank top and maybe a jean short pants or whatever you feel like, whatever design you like or you feel like coming out with. Try it and see. Sometimes you never know. Your experience might be different to mine, right? But I think ST is not free. I think it have a monthly charge, right? And you have the monthly charge and you ain't doing no business on ST for pay this monthly charge. You have to push your hand in your pocket, right? To pay for the monthly charge. So you have to look into consideration of that. Do I make it? Can I afford to pay this fee every month? And things like that. Am I just pushing money out my pocket and nothing coming in, right? So try it and see, right? And then from there you would know if to continue or not. Hope I was able to make it clear for you and you could understand, right? If I make sense, just let me know. Okay, let me see now the question I want to go into now, right? So as we talk about thread, we talk about needles, and we talk about right, sewing machine. Some people ask what type of sewing machine. Now I think I answer that question in general. You have the industrial and you have the domestic sewing machine. Now for beginners, I would advise them if you have, for me, that's just my perspective, that's just my view, that's my opinion, right? You don't have to do what I say, you do what's best for you, right? For me, when I start sewing, I learned on a old sewing machine that my husband had store up here that he didn't use in. I learned from that, right? And then when was my anniversary, he purchased me a domestic sewing machine, right? So I used the domestic sewing machine and I began sewing with that. And then as time go by, every time like I travel, I always like to sew when I travel. So every time I travel, I would purchase a domestic sewing machine. Every time I travel, I would purchase a machine. Sometime when I traveling, I would carry my lightweight domestic sewing machine with me because everywhere I go, I sew in, right? I just like, because sometimes you have to go somewhere, some you have to go to a meeting, some you have to go to a function, and to me, that's just my opinion. I like to wear what I sew. I feel more comfortable in it. I feel more like a lady. I feel more nice. I feel more hot and burning for local, right? That's how we would say. I feel more hot and burning in my own clothes that I design. So I would work with my sewing machine, or I would purchase one if it's reasonable where I go. Because I might pay $100 and something US for that, right? So I end up with maybe about 6 little domestic sewing machine, right? So every time I go anywhere, I would walk with one. If I go in go in and travel, I walk with one. Well, if I go in on, travel, I walk with one. Well, if I go in on, travel, I walk with one. Well, if I go in on, travel, I walk with one. If I go in on travel, I walk with one. Well, if I go in on, travel, I walk with one. If I go in and travel, I walk with one. Well, if I go in on, travel, I walk with one. if I go in for like a 3 weeks, like a month, I would work with one to keep up my time, right? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, because sometimes you don't even get time to sew away, go for the holiday, because you go in a new country for a holiday, you want to roam, you want to see what the country look like, so you be on the road every day. So for beginners, if you have the money and you want to invest, I would invest in a industrial sewing machine, because for the long run benefit, going on, that is only if you could afford it. If you can't afford it, purchase a cheap domestic home sewing machine, which may be selling. You could get some for $99. You could get some for one something. It's, you could look for a reasonable one, start off. Then as you start to improve or upgrade, you can upgrade to a industrial sewing machine. Because for me, I say if I could reverse the hands of time, I would invest in an industrial machine from the beginning, right? Because now I have all this little domestic sewing machine. What am I doing with it, right? So I now have to look for like maybe a school or maybe a place that teaching like children, learning them a skill to give that over to, right? Because I don't want to have it just sit down when I could help someone, right? But my main point is I want to give it to a school, like someone who helping people like for learn a skills, right? So I have to look for a place now to take those machines. So for me, if you have the money, I advise people to invest in industrial sewing machine, so you would have that, right, for your long run benefit. Because as you start sewing, you're going to eventually, people going to start coming to you for sew. When they see your clothes advertising, they will like what you wear. I find the best advertisement is you for advertise your clothes. I just tell people nobody could advertise my clothes better than me, right? So you sew something, somebody might see it and like it, then they're going to start coming to you. Then eventually you're going to end up going and invest into a industrial sewing machine. So if you have the money, I would always tell people the best machine for investing, beginner or not, is an industrial sewing machine, right? So that's just my advice to you. They have many sewing machine out there. They have, I think the Juki, they have Conso, they have many types, different name, right? You like what, you buy what you like, right? Some people will tell you, oh, don't buy that one, don't buy this one, don't buy that one. Look, that's your experience with that one. Sometimes I can get the same experience as I tell you. You open you think, you try your business, because your experience might be different to mine, right? Buy a machine that you like and what will do the work for you, right? When I was going to purchase my industrial sewing machine, everybody said, oh, don't buy this one, don't buy that one ain't good, this one ain't. Listen, I buy what I like, I purchase what I like. I see a machine I like and I purchase it, right? Whatever problem I have with it after, that's me. I can't buy something that you like because I would not use it. So I always tell people, look, sometimes I just be in a fabric store, and sometimes I just go in to purchase a piece of fabric, and I will meet some ladies coming to purchase fabric in the store, and the store owner will tell them, and that is a thing that I really don't like. The store owner will tell them, oh, buy this fabric, they're gonna look good on you. But how you know it's gonna look good on the person? You understand? So I always tell people, buy things that they like and they're going to wear. Because one day I was in a fabric store and this lady came in the fabric store and they was looking for fabrics, right? And the store owner telling them, girl, this gonna look good on you. Buy this, that gonna look good on you. Hey, you are nice color for this, eh? And you could make this and you could make them. So I was looking at a piece of fabric, and then the two ladies, I pick out my fabric and I match my fabric together and I tell them, well, I need this. The store owner said to me, she said, looking at all these other color, I think the paint gonna look good on me. I said, that's what you think, all right? I say I am a person, I don't buy fabric because I see fabric. I have to like that piece of fabric to buy it. Right? So I purchase my fabric. The ladies them satisfied with how I match the fabric together, and they asked me, they say, you know, so I said yes. They said, tell me now, what you find gonna look good on me, or how you find this fabric gonna look on me, or what you think I should buy. I said, ma'am, I like to be truthful with people. You understand? I said, let me tell you the truth. I say always buy things that you like. Whatever piece of fabric you see in the store and you like it, purchase that fabric. Right? Purchase that fabric that you going to wear. Never buy something that people tell you're going to look good on you because you won't wear it. You know how much clothes people have? I see purchase clothes that people tell them, oh, that won't look good on you, and they go and buy it. If they're in the closet, I'll know. Or something I have to give it away because when you take it out and put it on me, I don't like that. Right? So always purchase things that you like. So that's just my opinion and my saying. So it's up to you. So let me see. I have some question here. Let me see. Okay. Right. And that's a good thing you do. At least you have your industrial sewing machine and you have it for life. So you ain't have all these little machine that you don't got no place for put it. So I always advise people, once you have the capital, purchase an industrial sewing machine. Have you ever lived in the USA? No. I never lived in the USA, but I went to the USA many times. Right? For me, I would tell anybody who want to go to the USA and live, that's their choice. But for me, I like my home. I like my home. I mean, I just like my home, right? For me, USA, for me, I always say that would just be for holiday, right? The amount of money you won't spend there, right? In the US, you won't even spend all that home. Because for instance, when I going on holiday, right? The amount of money you to spend over in the USA. When you home, you ain't even spending all that money because you ain't have it, right? But when you going to the USA, let's say you're going to the USA, right? You're going to take your loan, right? Because let's say you don't have the capital, you want to go for a holiday, you have this loan, you have your credit union, you have the bank, you have wherever you just take your loan from, you're going to take a loan. You're going to set your holiday, you're going to go with that money, you spend out all the money over there. When you come back now, the loan still hanging over your head. Sometimes you even get enough work to pay back this money when the month comes. So if people want to live in the US, no problem. That's up to them. They have to know how they think. But for me, living in the US is not part of my portfolio. I like it for go for holiday. I go, and when I reach in the US, 3 weeks is the most I would spend to a month because I just start getting tired. I want to go home, right? It's like since I spend the first week, like the second week is like I start getting scratchy, I start getting agitated. It's like, you know, I just want to go home, right? I just like my home, right? Where you could eat all these fresh things, you get a fresh breeze, you go on the beach, you swim, you know, you see the trees, you see the stars, you see, New York ain't got no stars and anything, you hardly see that. First you need for no fresh picked fruit. Look, I get up this morning, look. I get up this morning, I could be able to go to my tree and I get my 2 mangoes, right? I don't know what y'all call this, but we call this long mango. Some country would call it they have a name there that's called Cali, right? But in our country in Guyana we call this long mango. Now these 2 nice juicy mango that I have it, I'll get it in New York, so nah man. I gotta go and buy this, I get it free here. So New York living is not for me. I like so I never live in New York, but I go for holiday. Yes. I go for holiday, I spend 3 weeks. I go more than once. The first time in New York, it was excited because you know the first time you get a trip to New York, right? You think it's all about Bella Roses. Everybody come to talk, you know, New York this, New York there. Hey, they have a name they used to call it. I think it's Cayenne. Guyanese just say I went Cayenne or I went wherever. They have a name. I can't remember the name we just call it. And the first time I get my visa, the visa they give me a 10 years visa. And I booked my tickets, me and my family them, and gone to New York. The amount of money I spent on my first trip, I never spent anything, all the money when I was home here. Excited, you go, you buy this, you buy, the first store I end up in is in Bobby's. You understand? Yeah, everybody talking about Bobby's and Bobby's and Bobby's and Bobby's, right? Everybody talking about Bobby's. The first store I end up in is Bobby's. When I done a handful of Bob, I end up with 2 barrels that are necessary things inside. You understand? Some of them things I have it here still. The other day I take two of the things that I bring down and I hang it in my bathroom. So sometimes you end up with some unnecessary things, spending some unnecessary money that you don't have, right? So for me, it's just a holiday. The first trip I ever do, it cost me a fortune, right? But the second time, that was a learning process. I remember the first time you go, you're inexperienced. The first time you go to New York, you think you're happy, you know you're excited, you get a trip, New York, New York, New York. But the second time when I go back, that wasn't so. I bring 1 barrel. You understand? The third time I go, same thing. I said, listen, everybody packing a barrel, whoever we go with. I said barrel. I say I want no barrel. I say because first thing you carry them thing, what you doing with it? Yeah, sometimes you don't even want these things. Just because everybody packing barrel, you want to pack barrel. You want to be a thing too. So no, I keep my money. Rome, wherever they go, the train, the bus, whatever, we go and we eat McDonald's, we eat all kind of things. Right? When the time for the barrel packing, they say, well, we gonna pack 2 barrels. I said, nah. I said, I want a barrel. I said, the only thing I just buy when I go on travel, I love my jeans, right? I love my jeans. I would buy my jeans, I would buy my top, and I would buy my sneakers to go with my top. Dress and skirt, I don't buy because I tell them I could sew that, right? So I don't really purchase those things. I don't purchase dress and skirt and those things. Let me see. Yes. Yeah. I love the Caribbean. I just tell anybody I love the Caribbean. The Caribbean, you get more freedom, man. You get more, you get a variety, right? You eat to your leisure. You understand? In Guyana, watch. You have your pepper pot, you have your cook up, you have your chow mein, you have your fried rice. Hey, what I'm talking here right now? I'm hungry. Right? So you get a lot of more things, right, to eat. You have a lot of greens, you have all kind of things. So I prefer my hometown. I tell anybody, I prefer my hometown. I get whatever I want. You could find anything you want. You understand? You get more freedom. You go to the beach, you get your sunlight, you relax. You could lie down and cock up your photo while you want. You're there in them people place, you have to run to work. I know one time we go and we was waiting on a train. We didn't even see the train come and gone. When we asked the person who was dealing with on the section there, by the train line there, we said, well, the train come and gone already. The woman said, you know what? The woman said, train don't wait on man. Man wait on train. See them people how they're running. They have to be running. Here, so now we got on the road. We catch a little bus. You reach to work a little 5 minutes late. You think you walk still there. Hey, they have to be running up and down and you never get no rest. You understand? So the Caribbean for me, I prefer the Caribbean. I love the Caribbean. Next one. Well, to be honest, they have people does have their own fashion show, right? In Guyana, there are people that have their own fashion show. You can put up your own fashion show. Then have like this thing for say, well, you know, they just have like our project runway, and then place does have the line coming out, and then they have the fashion for display the clothes and these things. No, you is the one. If you know you have a clothing line come up or coming up, advertise your clothing line. You could sell tickets and people will go, right? They'd go to see what your clothes look like. Eventually they end up purchasing your thing because we like nice things, as you know, right? So Guyana, if you your intention is to move to the Caribbean permanently, I won't stop you. You understand? You come, you know you're a tailor. Once you're a good tailor, right, and people like you clothing line and so on, you will do well. You understand? They have a lot of people just look for clothes for soup, right? A lot of men because you know the fashion these days only think about ladies, right? Most fashion you would see the ladies in more fashion and these things. Men need fashion too, right? So if that's your goal, I won't stop you. I would tell you give it a try, right? And maybe you might be surprised. Your clothing line might blow up. You understand? I may become one of the top fashion. You never know. So give it a try, right? You come, you put out your thing, you sign if you're buying a place or you're renting a place, you put your sign, you're doing clothing, you're this, and then you come out with a nice clothing and people gonna come, right? So it's all about you, with your promotion, how you do it, how you think. But for say, well, you have a fashion runway and this and that, nah. You have to, is the one have to come up with it. And maybe that's a good thing. Let me say you come and you decide to open this fashion runway thing where people could sew their clothes and then they have this display and so on. You get a place for that. It would be good. People would rent it, right? Hope I was able to make that clear for you. Anyone have any more questions? Maybe I can help. In the meantime, let me go into some of these questions here. If I make it clear, let me know. Right? So we was talking about sewing and so on. So if you have any question, I just start gaffing with you with some tips I have here. So if you have any question, you can put it in and I will be able to answer it for you. Right? So coming back to sewing, the question is, right? You sometimes you have to ask yourself, why sewing for? What is the purpose of sewing? Do I want to open a business? Do I want to just sew for me or just for friends, just for family, just for, you know? What you can do is use your, maybe you have a couple partner or a couple friends. Use them for advertise your clothes. You understand? Just do it for them at a cheaper cost. So they could advertise your clothes here. So people, when they go somewhere, people would say, well, buy where you get it from. You'd say, well, nobody, my body make that for me or my partner make that for me. You understand? So maybe you can use your couple of friends, right, for advertise your clothing line, right? Or where you could get a couple of friends, you make this 6 pieces of clothing line and do a photograph with them, right? Do a photograph with them, start advertising it on Facebook. You have what Facebook is the most main page I find to me. You understand? You do advertising with it, you set up a little they have them little free website you could do it. They have one advertising name, I didn't have it on my phone, you know. Let me see if I find it. In the meantime, I won't, yeah, if I find it, I won't put it up. They have them free website advertising, right, where you could put your thing on it and you just advertise them in your clothing. Oh, what equipment do I use to film my video? Tell you the honest truth, I purchased a camera, right? I purchased a camera, but I never really used the camera. You know, they have this camera, what they is a Canon camera, right? Canon, I don't even have the camera in front of me, but it's some 7X something, right? I purchased this camera for $799 US. I purchase it when I going on holiday. We going to England and then to Paris, right? So I purchased this camera to go on that the trip because we going for 2 weeks, right? 3 weeks. We going and spend a week in Paris and then the 2 weeks in England. So I purchased the camera at Stro a Susu. I don't know how I just call it. We call it Baxan, we call it Susu. Well, I save up some money. They had this person, they doing this holding people money, then wherever y'all call it, and I decide to join. So when my turn to draw before I ready to go because our trip was later down in the August time. So I draw maybe about in July time and I decide to purchase this camera. So I paid $7.99 for this camera. Someone brought it down for me because if I had to ship it, it would cost me more. So I had a friend coming in and that person, I sent it to them and they bring it in for me. So I use that camera to go on my trip. I take out all the pictures. A lovely camera. When telling you, it's a beautiful camera. The picture clear, the video them clear. It have mic, everything inside. In my I will do a next live and I will get the equipment what I use, right? So thing, right? No, not that one. Let me see if I find this camera. Not that one. It's a camera, it's a Canon camera, but it's some seven something. But the camera is a nice clear camera. It have the piece in front where it have the screen. You could rotate it so you can see yourself while you recording, right? So you can see how you look and if you're watching in the camera or you're watching it's a flip camera. It's a nice camera. I don't have the name. I don't have the camera on me, but I will do a next live with that camera. But it's a beautiful camera. It clear everything. But I don't use it for film. The reason why I don't use it for film, I don't know the last day I use it, but it's a nice camera, right? It's because when you film, no, not Canon 7D, Canon 7, some X something. I can't remember, but it's a latest camera, Canon X2 or something like that, but they have a next one come out, I think is the 3, right? Let me see, I find it while I chatting with you. Let me type it up and see. Let me type it up and see. Let me see. Right. I will get it for you. Hold on, eh? Let me see if I get it. Right. Let me see if it's this one here that I have. Right. So the one I purchased was the Canon G7X, right? The Mark II. That's the one I purchased. Yes, that is a beautiful camera. What this camera, it's nice, right? It's very, very nice. That is the camera. It's the Canon G7X Mark II. They had the Mark III come out now, right? But at that time, I was only the Mark II that was out, right? And I purchased that camera with a flip screen. It's a nice camera, everything clear, the camera come. But what I did, I didn't just purchase the bare camera. I purchased the whole set, right? The set is more expensive. The camera may be a little cheaper. But when I purchased the set then was $799 US and change. Now it's about $8,000 to $9,000. But it's a beautiful camera. Everything does be clear, right? And you could set it to whatever you want. It have a flip screen so you can be seeing yourself while you talking to the camera. If your hair want fixing, you could see your hair want fixing or your jacket in fix well. You know, it help you to think. It's nice. So you can invest in that if you have the money. But what I film on, tell the honest truth, is my phone right? Sometimes the phone screen does be a little too small for me, but this is what I have. And the reason why I don't film on the camera is because you have to it have a SD card, right? You know, the memory card, the cards where the video them just hold on. You have to take the out, and then you have to upload it to your computer. Then you have to go and edit it. My phone that I have filming with, it have the editing software right here, right? And then this phone here coming with the, I think the iMovie or something like the software. So when I film on my phone, I just edit my thing right there and done, and I just upload it to YouTube. Than going through all this, taking out memory card, go back uploading. Look, sometimes me laptop in even got all the space for do all these things. So I use my phone to film, or I use my tablet to film, which I am using here right now. I using my tablet right now to speak to you. So all those videos that you see, I have up on this channel with sewing and so on. I either use my phone or I use my tablet to film. I find using that to me is better for me because it have all the editing software. I don't have to go and upload this somewhere else and memory card and nothing. I just upload right there, I do my cutting and paste whatever I edit right on my tablet or my phone, and then boom, I upload it for YouTube, right? So if you want to buy a camera, this is the camera that I purchased, that I have, but I never use it really to film. I use it for me going on sightseeing, or if I'm going away or so on. But it's a beautiful camera for film. I telling you, I like it. And my daughter, they're behind me for this camera. But I tell she, no, I spend too much money for that camera. So if you want to do an investment, you can invest in it. The software that I use to edit, let me tell you. Let me tell you the software. Let me get it off my phone here. That I use to edit. Let me see if I get it here for you. I'm looking for it. You know your phone does have all kind of thing. Okay, if you have an Android phone, I use your cut video editing, right? So you could go on the Android app and you can type that in, right? Your cut video editing. I also use Power Direct, right? You know they have this so Power Direct. Let me type it up and see if it's Power Direct. Hold on, let me just see. Yes, Power Director. I think it's Power Director. Hold on, let me see. Right. Yes, Power Director, the best editing software. I also use that. I purchased the license because with the free version, when you upload your video, they have their logo at the bottom of your video. So and I don't like that. Right? So I purchased this the license, the software, and I think I only pay $60 something US for that software, right? So you can purchase that software and you can use that as well, and that have everything. Power Director have every single thing for edit your video, right? Now the this one that I using is a free one here. When I film with my phone, right, this is what the software look like. Let me see if the camera gonna pick it up with it in too light. Let me see if it's this one here. Yeah, this one here. Let me see if the camera gonna pick it up. You see it? This one right here. The lighting of the camera causing it to thing. But this one right here, the power it have something like a scissors. Your cut, right? It named You Cut Video Editing. Sorry, You Cut Video Editing. I use that one, right, to edit my videos. You could use that, and then you have iMovie. I think those the phone them come with this editing software, iMovie, right? And then I use my main software. If I film it with my phone, I would use this one here, or the iMovie, the You Cut or the iMovie. And then if I'm doing it on my laptop, right, or my tablet, I would use the Power. Let me see, what is the real name? I would use the Power Director. I would use that. Yes, that is a good software, but that's only I only use that if I'm doing it on my laptop or my tablet. But for my phone, I just use that software, right? So that they have a lot of free software as well, but the Power Director you pay, they have like I think it's $66. I can't remember how much I paid for that, but I think it's $66. But it's a good investment because you have that license, nothing for life, right? You have it for life and you could edit how much video you want. But it will then they own the remember you purchase the license, so their logo name won't be at the bottom of your video, right? So and I don't like the logo at the bottom of video, so that's why I purchase that software. Okay, hope I was able to make that clear for you. Oh, one question I want to ask. This live, did you see this live update since yesterday? Because I think I put it up since yesterday morning. If you get the notification, let me know because I didn't see it on my channel. So tell me if when I put up that notification that I am going to be live today at such a time, did you get a notification? If yes, let me know. If no, still let me know. So I'll know what to do next time. If I send it direct to my subscribers. Right. So let me know if you get it. Okay, let me see. The next question come in. Let me see. Please give me some advice on platform on which one can promote a YouTube channel. Facebook is the best platform for promote your YouTube channel. Facebook and Instagram, right? Them is the best platform. What you can do, create a Facebook page, right? Okay, I'm happy that you did get the notification. What you can do, promote the Facebook page, right, with one of your tutorial that you do, right? And if you have like friends and so on, you send the notification for them, like how you get a notification from me with the video. They would get one saying, well, look, subscribe to my YouTube channel or so on, right? So Facebook and Instagram is the best platform for that. I see they have TikTok now, right? So maybe you can, as time go by, you develop a little TikTok account and you do your, you know, like how you just do your tutorials, right? You give them a little, we call it, a little flash of what, you know, you would be doing, right? So Facebook and Instagram is the best platform for that, right? For me, having like a website is a good thing, but you have to promote it in your video. Then well, look, you could tell them, well, look, I like how I there. I would say, well, my name is Tamara Fashion Style, and then I have. You can go to my website for see this or see that style or purchase this. You know, promote your website in your YouTube video or your whatever you're doing, right? Every time you do a YouTube video, promote it so people would know and they would check it out and so on, right? So you can do that. And next thing is good to have is a blog page where like you have people like whoever you sew for. Anytime you sew for somebody, ask them for a picture, ask their permission for publish it on your blog page so that when you advertise it in your video or whatever platform you want to advertise it in, ask them if the permission for the picture so that you can, you know, just showcase the clothes, the pieces that you sew for them that them where they're wearing, right? If they here you go ahead, that's a next good thing for boost your business. Because people would see now that well look, you have clients, you have customer and everybody that you sew for so far, they're wearing the pieces, they look good inside, you know? Yes. and you do that. So Facebook and thing. For my business, I more advertise it on Facebook, right? And I get a lot of response, right? From it, I have clients we just saw my just me in a piece of clothes, and they would send back the picture for me and said how much you sew that, I like that, how much fabric it would take, where I could meet you for get a measurement, how could I, and things like that. So you advertise your clothes. If you could do it yourself, it's okay. If you get a couple of your friends and they pose and thing and take out picture, let me tell you, a picture is worth a million words. You understand? Let people see what you're doing, right? A picture, crown it off all, right? If you know you're in a men clothing line and you like to do suits and like you like to do them evening wear and these things, a picture worth it all, right? Get pictures so you could put up on your page. Create a Facebook page. If it's a business page you want to create a business page. But you must have, for create a business page on Facebook, you must have a personal page, like a profile page, right? You must have that, and then you could create any amount of page you want, right? For me on my Facebook, I have about 4 pages. I have the sewing, the beginner sewing, right? I have the pattern drafting. I have where I have a page where I just do my business, and so I have different things. So different people looking for different things, right? Some may like pattern drafting, some might not like. Some may like different things. So just create the page. First start with your personal page, show them what you do, right? And then you create a business page. So by creating the business page, now you get a lot of follow. Eventually you can put your page for monetization, where Facebook give you a percentage or the advertisement or whatever people click on your page and look, right? I think you'll get a percentage for that, but you must have a personal profile page first before, and then after when you create that, you go and you set up your business page. And I think with Facebook you have to get certain amount of views or something like that before you could earn a percentage from it. So do that, right? Get people for model your clothes. If you like, you have to show them what you're doing. You understand? They won't know what you're doing or what business you have unless you showcase it, right? So do that and showcase your thing. Get people for model, take out picture, you have to be up and about with this thing. People don't blow up just so because they're indoors. You have to show them what you can do, right? Every time I post a picture with my clothing, people would send back. Sometimes in the night I have to turn off my phone because it's so much message coming in. You understand? How much you sew this? How much it gonna cost me to sew the style that you have on? I like the skirt that you have on. Where you buy the fabric from? Tell me how we could meet up, People always like to see pictures. So the best thing I'd advise you to do is the clothes them that you make with people, if you're sewing for someone or any fashion show or any bridal or any function, ask them for pictures or take the pictures for yourself. Ask them, they'll ask, when they come for try on the clothes, say, well, give me a picture in this clothes or send me a picture when you take it out and things like that. You understand? Yeah, so in that way, you're advertising what you could do or what you're doing so people would get to know, right, the profession that you're in. So that is a good idea. Create a Facebook page and show your thing. Right now, Facebook is the go, All them other platform, the other people, but to me, Facebook is the most popular one because you want to know anybody business, go on Facebook. I just call it Facebook, right? So go there and you will find everything that you need. So I'd encourage you to create a Facebook page and then later down you create an Instagram page. Hope I was able to make it clear for you. Alright? Hope I was able to answer all the question. If you have any more, you can let me know. Don't afraid to put it down and type it in. I could answer it. I hear chatting. Today's my day off, so I hear chatting a little with y'all. Alright? To see what question y'all have. Yes, and I have some information here pull up as well for read to y'all, right? Because some people ask, okay, right. Now that would be a good thing. So create the full Facebook page, and then you with that you could you get your website. You can try a free website for now, and then you upgrade it. It would still have your domain. You'd get your professional domain, and then if you want to purchase the domain now, it would be better for you if you do purchase. Look for a cheap one, purchase it now, so you always have that. I think you just have to upgrade it every year. I think you have to. I have a website as well, right? But I hardly promote it in my pattern drafting video then, because that is more like for I'd sell more lady stuff. So that website didn't have anything to do with sewing. That's why I don't really advertise it. That got more to do with intimates like bras and underwears and these kind of things, right? So that's why I don't really promote it in my YouTube channel. I promote it more on Facebook. I more do like live show them what I have, and then take out pictures, put it up, put my price, and so on, right? So that's what I do. So getting your own website won't be bad. At least when they click, they could go direct to your website. They would see all the information and how much and shipping and this kind of thing. All right, so that is a good idea. What you're doing, what you're trying to do. Not a bad investment at all. I had some question here I want to answer. Right. I was looking up, researching some questions where most people sometimes may ask, right? It says, question you should ask yourself before learning to sew, right? Now, this is question that I pull up that a lot of people ask me the same question. So I think it was wise enough to bring it to your attention, because some people, they want to learn a lot about these things, right? So it says, they say practice make perfect, and when it comes to sewing, it is important as when you try to learn back flip, right? And you know, if you know back flip is like, okay, let me see. Okay, let me see this question. How does a guy sew for women? In school, 80% of what we did was for woman wear. So, if 80% of what you did was for woman wear, right? Let me see if I get this question good. How does a guy sew for women? Oh, so women, sewing for women is similar to sewing for men, right? For men. But the only thing, the difference between men and women is because men don't have breasts, right? Men don't have breasts, right? Men don't have projected hips, right? Some men don't have curve, right? A woman body, some curvy, some square, some shapeless, some may have shape, right? So the only difference is the breasts. But for men now, sewing for men, I have a book for men's wear. I have book for women's wear, right? They have a lot of sewing book, right? I will do a next live with those sewing book to show you what would help you. Now, we go and we learn to sew, right? Remember when you go to these fashion school and these things, remember these people teach you what they know, right? You is the one now have to develop your skills. And I just tell people, sewing is all about we call it, it's all about eyes, right? Sewing for women is similar to sewing for men, because for men you have to take the shoulder width, just as women you have to take the shoulder width, right? You have to take the bust just as how you take the chest for the men, right? You have to take the waist the same way as you take the waist for the men, right? You have to take the hips, you have to take the arms, you have to take, forget this fitting right, right? Women have busts. You might find some busts projected out more, some mightn't have, right? So sewing for women is similar as sewing for men, right? But just that women just like fashion. They just like, you won't find men in all these things that women like, right? So maybe what you can do, purchase, they have this, they have books like, they call it fashion for women. They have, you can type up, let me see if I see any here, fashion for women. Let me just type it up and see if I see any. You have some book where have some styles and them things. And once you do art and design, you can draft any style you want. Sewing is all about ID, right? So someone might come to you and they might say, look, I want a color blocking dress, right? This woman might come, she might have a projected bust, she might have a big butt, she might well shaped. You now sit down studying, and you mind you watching, you say, well, they are big size. How are you going about this? Always take the challenge. Watch, let me tell you. When I first start to sew, I say, you see me, I ain't sewing for nobody bigger than my size. I wear extra large, right? Extra large in the bottom, but in the top, a medium or a large would fit me because my bottom part more larger than my upper part, right? Because my upper part of my body is the smallest part of my body. Because for instance, my bust is 37, my waist is 33, 34, right? My hip is 46 inches. So my bottom part of my body larger than the top part of my body, right? So I always say, see me, I ain't sewing no clothes for nobody bigger than my measurement. But sometimes you get the people them that come in for you so is much triple your size. So one day I get a message from someone and they asked me to sew this clothes for them. Now the fabric they had to get is about 5 yards. Why is I taking 2.5 to 1.5, 3/4 yards? Their one is 5. That's about 2 bed sheet. I said, whoa, how I making out with that? Cause I never saw for these big plus size yet. But I always have a thing. I never tell people that I can't do it, and I never tell you that I would do it. I could do it. I would tell you I would try. You understand? If you ask me if I could do something, you'd never hear I say, well, I can't do that, or I won't do it. I would say I would try. You understand? I tell you, I never tell you I can't do it. I won't tell you I would do it, or I could do it, but I would try. And that's what my teacher that taught me like about me. She always say, you never say that you can't do something. Always tell yourself that you could do it. Sometimes you may want to sew for a woman and you might be afraid. Don't be afraid. Take the challenge. Practice on your wife. Practice on your daughter. Right? Sew things for them. Right? And see how it looks. If you have a girlfriend, like a friend that you and them going down properly, you know, like a good friend, a good girlfriend, right? You could practice on them. Sew something and tell them, you know, you just want to see, try it out to see how they're going to look in it out, you know. Practice. The first time I learned to sew, I practice on my daughter, right? I practice on my son. I practice on my husband to see how this thing would come out, right? So the best person for you to practice on for woman, practice on your wife or your daughter. If you have a good friend, practice on them, right? So you would see how the clothes look and how for sew for women. You understand? So you get an idea. So when this woman contacted me, I didn't have no idea for sewing for these plus size because I don't watch the size already. I said that is a lot of work. Plus size people is a lot of work you have to put into the clothing for it fit properly. But I still take the challenge. I take the challenge. I cut out the dress. I do everything. I take her measurement and then I have a mannequin for plus size. And if you have mannequins, what you can do if you want to sew for plus size, they have this site selling the padding for these mannequins. I think it's Fabulous Fabulous something it name. Let me see if I could find it and give you the name. I think it's Fabulous something, right? Let me see. Okay, let me see if I get the let's see if I get the name for you. Let me see what it name. Just nowhere. Fabulous Fit. Yeah, they have this this thing named Fabulous Fit. Is some sponge, right? I purchased two of those set Fabulous Fit, right? I purchased two of those set. So I purchased that and I use that for pad my dress farm, because remember my dress farm is I buy it for suit my size, and I still had to pad my own because you never get a dress farm for your measurement. If your bust is 40, you might get a bust for 40. And your waist is 38. You won't get 38 waist. You might get a 34 waist in the dress farm. You might get a hip 39. So if you got a hip waist 46, a waist waist 39, a bust waist 40, the only thing you might get to fit on the dress farm that you purchase is a 40 bust, right? But the waist and the hip you must pad it. The legs you must pad it. So they have this padded system. Is the website is named fabulousfit.com, and it's for dress farm fitting system. Right now you have the system come with the leg, you come with the full body, you come with leg pad, you have bust pad, you have shoulder pad, you have the belly pad, you have the butt pad. You know, it is a set. It come with every single thing, right? Where you could think about. And I think you could buy the bare set, and you could buy the dress farm covering too. It have all that, right? So it name you could look for Fabulous Fit complete dress farm fitting system, and it's $85 US for one system. But this one system have about 3 the belly padding. It have 3 of the belly padding, or 4. Then you have the 2 butt pad, you have the 2 breasts, you have 4 little other pad, you have the shoulder, and you have all these things. Let me see. Hold on just now. Let me see something here. Let me see. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, let me see. No. Ah, oh God. So what things so like they're requesting? Like what so? If you can give me an idea of like what they're requesting, like, because women have all kind of style they just request. One of them sent me a photo the other day. The whole of hair so low down. You see it straight down, the back low down. But for me, tell the honest truth, I just tell them I don't sew those things. I could, but I wouldn't. Right? The reason why I won't sew them thing, it to me it just naked. Right? And then remember, I just tell people yes, I sewing, but certain things I won't sew. So let's say, For instance, if you don't like sewing like skimpy clothes and like people, women with clothes with their body outside, you like to see women dress properly, you stick to you thing that you're doing. All right, because for me, oh, well, there is a difference because remember they're wearing that underneath, right? They have book and things for that, right? No, they have, you could look, they have the pattern drafting book, right? Where you can see how to sew these things and how to draft it for them. I never really get into it, so I never really sew anything like that. I never sew underwear and corset and bras and these things because to me that take up more work to me than buying a piece of cloth and sewing a jacket, sewing a pant, sewing a skirt and a dress. I prefer to stick to that kind of sewing, those bigger pieces, than these little pieces like underwear and a bra and a closet and a corset and all these things. To me, there's a lot of work. So I never really get into it like for explain it to you or for tell you about it. I never really saw those things, right? Because there is too much. To me, there is a long process. You gotta get a bone for put this thing in. You have to get a hook. You have to get a strap. You have to. Where I could buy a piece of cloth, you come, you tell me you want this dress style. I know for do the dress style, I draft out my pattern with the dress style, I cut the cloth, I get my thread and I throw it, sew it up. Alright? So I never really get into that. I never really do it, so I can't really explain it to you or give you advice on how to go about of it. Maybe what you can do on what is class name? Crafty. I think it's Crafty. They have classes with that, but I think they don't show you it from scratch. They use more pattern, and you know we like to draft we own thing, right? They Crafty use more pattern where they don't have the pattern already and they show you how to sew it from it and these kind of things. So maybe if you want to learn that, if you could draft it, well then you could take a class on Crafty or any class that doing these kind of thing, this underwear and corset. Maybe you could see if you find a class with it and let it teach you how to do that or how to go about it, because I never really do it. Let me see something. Let's see if you got any online classes with that. Let me see if you have any online classes with that kind of thing. Let me see. I see there are Skillshares here, but I know Skillshare have that. I see there are Skillshares. Let me see. Skillshares have. Yes. If you go on if you have a computer and you go on Skillshares.com, right? I see Skillshares have online lingerie classes, right? Learn the basic of sewing lingeries, right? They say lingerie sewing, bikini brief, right? You have different classes on Skillshares. So I think this would be a good classes for you for learn how to go about it. So if you have computer, just go on Skillshares.com and type up and look for the let me get the classes name for you. Online link you just type in on your computer online lingerie classes and Skillshares gonna come up, or you go direct to Skillshares.com and it have a lot. You have watching a lot of thing they have in lingerie, bikini brief, right? And a lot more. So maybe you can go and learn that, right? Swimwear and all these things, high waist, bottom and all these kind of things they have in. Lingerie sewing basic, easy, pattern alteration and hooks. So I think this would be a good classes for you, right? So maybe if you have the time, right, go there and learn these things. You're going to teach you how to make underwears and corset and these things. So that's a good class. I mean, if I was into it, I would have learned it for the book. Underwear and these kind of things is not my thing, man. I ain't got time for them things. Them this small project like it does take more time. And then these people who making these who going into these things, because maybe if you just want to do it for a few people who come in and maybe ask you, you know, you do it and I think go and take the courses. I think gonna be better for you for that, right? I hope I was able to help you there with that. I hope I was able to make it clear and help you. So you can go and try them classes and see if you can get thing. But I have some I want to do. They have a nice men wear book I purchased. And this I didn't have the book up here. I should have bring it up this morning, but the next video I will show you this book for men wear. It have every single thing inside. But the classes, I think you should take the classes for that. It's going to help you out a lot. Right? So, have any more question? If you have a question, you have send it in because I will close this live just now. So any more, just send it in. So let me could answer before I end the live. Yes, and I was reading this thing where it say, question you should ask yourself before learning to sew. As I was saying, they say practice is like a backflip, right? Sewing is a very easy skill to learn. It uses simple logic and ability to read, right? Okay, nice. I was happy. I'm glad I was able to help you. It says, seriously, nobody is asking you to create your own design. Sewing can be as easy as going to the store, buying a pattern fabric and some thread and zipper, and reading according the manual. That of course is the case of you try it. You already own a sewing machine. If you don't get that one too on your way, before you start learning this skill, you should ask yourself some questions like these. Let me see the question you have an answer there. Let me see your question. How long have I been sewing? Tell the honest truth, I started sewing maybe about 13 years ago. And the reason why is when I was much younger, I didn't really like the clothes that I used to purchase. I didn't like the fit because I remember my bottom half of my body is much more larger than my top. So every time I would buy like a pants or a skirt or even a dress, I always have to alter the waist and the bust. For dress, you always have to buy a bigger size and alter it from under the arm to get the waist right down to the waist, right? The hip would be okay. So I always used to have to buy a dress to suit my hip, right? So sometimes the bust used to bigger, the waist big, but it fit the hip. So I always have that problem. So I always tell myself since I younger, when I grew up, I will sew my own clothes, right? Where I would put any design I want, put any amount of loop I want, because to be honest, the pants them that they sew, the loop to me it don't be sufficient, because we who have big butt, when you put the belt in the pants loop, the pants always have this going down in the bottom, and you always have this, the belt is not holding properly. So I always used to look at that and say, see me when you see I grew up, I gonna make my own pants and put how much amount of loop I want because these people ain't putting sufficient loop for me. So from since small, I always want to design my own clothes. So when I marry, right, I tell my husband that we always have to go to meeting. So I said buying clothes, it's a lot of money for buying clothes, or for someone sew these clothes for you is a lot of money. So I decided to go and take a sewing class with a friend that they have used to sew for their mother. My husband mother, this woman used to sew for. So one time I tell my husband I want to learn to sew. So he said, ask his mother, and his mother asked the woman. So the woman said, yeah, she could teach me 3 days a week. So when I go for learn the sewing from the woman, I only learn the basic. I only learn to draft a skirt, a straight dress, and a top. That's all. Because afterwards she had to travel to the US, right? She get married and the person take her out with him to the US. So I didn't get much teaching with the sewing. But I never put it down, right? The 3 basic patterns she taught me, right? Or what I learned from her, right? I never put it down. Drafting, I always keep practicing the drafting, drafting, drafting. And everything that I know today with Jehovah's help, right? I taught myself how to do that. I teach myself how to do that. So sewing is something you can't put it down. Since you lapse, right? You forget everything. So most of the thing you see I does be teaching you all online or having putting up video. It's something that I teach myself. I had to keep practicing at it, right? Sometimes it don't always come out good. Sometimes it come out good, sometimes it don't. So practice make perfect. So I learned to sew, I'd say about 13 years ago from that woman with the basic. And then I never stop. I always in my sewing room. Sometimes 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I still in my sewing room, practicing different design, right? With the little skill that she teach me, that's what I put into practice up that day, like today. And I always say you want to learn something, you have to teach yourself, right? So I didn't learn to make buttonhole by her. I didn't learn to make pants fly. I didn't learn to. I had to keep practicing all that. I didn't get the full thing. And then every sewing class that it have available in my country, I use the basic, I take the advanced, then they had intermediate. But the advanced to me is the same thing one in the basic I was learning. So I had to end up help teaching them the class that they put up at advanced is already what I learned already. What I did, I go online and I look for a fashion designing course, right? And I do the online course where I do, I think is a 3 or 4 years, and then I graduate and get my diploma in it. That's how come I learn to do um, fashion and design and dressmaking and design. I take it online because it's something that I like and I want to proceed, go further. The next course I planning to do right now is what they call it, the degree in fashion, right? So I get a diploma in dressmaking and designing. I want to go to the degree, right? So it's something you have to want to do and you teach yourself. So I didn't like just get a basic and then I start going to different sewing class that they have, and then I do a online, right? A online course where I graduate from and they give me my diploma in it. Hope that could have helped you. Apart from sewing, what other job do you do? Well, tell you the honest truth, I self-employed, right? As I told you that I sell garments like the same underwear, the bras, the body shapers, things for women, right? Like lingerie, nightwear, and so on. That's what I do, where I go out and I sell my thing. That's why I told you I work every day. Because my working days is from Monday to Friday. I only take the day for on YouTube and things like that. But I sell intimate stuff, right? With lady stuff, underwears, bras, and this kind of thing I sell. So I work, but I work with myself, right? I never like working with people. I find it too hectic, right? You have to get up and go. You have to be there at certain time. You have to do this. You have to do that, right? So I myself controlling my own business and so on. I know how to work around that and how to manage it, right? So that's the other job I do apart from sewing and so on. My main um selling like intimate stuff and so on, right? That's my other business that I do. Yeah, so if apart from sewing you want to do a business, you can see what business you like, and you either could do it from home, do the advertisement, or you go around or something and do your selling or you advertise it. Yeah, so apart from that, I sell intimate stuff for women, right? I do my upload on my YouTube and my sewing in my spare time when I get a time and I want to do draft something just to show you guys how I proceed of with doing things, or how you for draft this and draft that. Yes, that's what I do in my spare time. But my main job, I just go out, understand, and do my selling with lady stuff. I also have a website with it. It name Fabulous Sweet Silk. Let me see if I get it for you. Let me type it in and see if I have it here. Fabulous Sweet Silk. Right. So it show up right here. Yeah. Yeah. So if you're on a computer and you go on Fabulous Sweet Silk, you would see what my page look like. There's a lot of stuff for ladies. Let me see if I could just bring the camera and let me show you what it look like. All right, hold on a second. You will see what it look like. Let me switch my camera. So you see, this is my website here. All right, this is what the website look like. This is all my things I sell. Let me just show you the name. This is what the website look like. You see it? So this is my website here. FabulousSweetSilk.com, right? Made to fit you, feel the comfort. So this is what when you go online, you would see. You just type in Fabulous Sweet Silk, and this is what the website look like. You see? Let me just scroll up. See all that? New arrival, shop the latest collection, women lingerie, bras, panty, sleepwear. Don't miss out this order today. So you see what I sell? This is what I sell. So you can go on here. You can find all what you need. Okay? So this is my main job that I do, all about the ladies. See? So this is what it look like. So that's my main job. All right? Yes. So that's what I do. My main job is that. Yes. So that is my main job I do when the day come. I look after more things for ladies. Okay. So, guys, I hope I was able to make this live interested to you. And I hope I was able to answer all of the questions that you have. Right? Yes, that is my website. That is my website. I have my website on Namecheap. I think it's Namecheap. Let me see. Let me get the direct one for you. Yeah, Namecheap. I am doing my website. They have everything. They have the hosting, the domain, everything. They have everything right there. You don't have to go to this here and this and buy this hosting name and all these things. Namecheap have the whole package right there where you purchase it and then you set up your website to how you want it. So the website that you saw there I design it myself and everything. I didn't get anyone to do it for me. I go on YouTube and I learn how to do my thing because I ask somebody for do that for me and they tell me $3,000. I sit down and I do my thing for myself with a help of a video from right on YouTube and I was able to build it free of cost. It took me about a week or two, but when it done, I was happy with it. So I didn't have to pay a cent out my pocket. So that's just a little advice to you. Go on YouTube, find a video. I think you how to build a website for beginners step by step, and they would show you direct. You buy your domain, you buy everything, and you show how to set it up how you want. So that's where I go and I learn to build the website. So that is how I get my website up. I build it myself with the help of a video from YouTube, right? So you can do that as well. Yeah, some people call it, the man calls me $3,000. He tell me to build a website where I build it on YouTube with the help of a video on YouTube free. I just have to buy my domain and my thing. You understand? I'm hosting right on the same platform I'm telling you about. So go there and thing. It's cheaper. I tell people, I like to tell people the truth. Yeah, nobody build that. I build it with a help, a video right on YouTube. Alright, you get me? Okay. Alright, so you could think and do your thing, man. Try. You have to right now. You have to try something. You understand? Try your thing till when better could be done. All you want to try, you try it. Right? Don't let nobody tell you, oh, don't do that, and some people will come and discourage you. Right? So you do whatever you want. I just tell people, do what suits you, what you feel like you want to do. Anything you feel for do, you do it. Once it's something good. You understand? Yeah, if you want to try this style, try. You want to set up a website, open it. You want to do an advertisement on YouTube or thing, do it. Sometimes we just be afraid to do certain things. I tell you, I was in your shoe. I always have this thing. Watch, let me tell you, before I come, I think a channel on YouTube. Before I do my channel on YouTube, I was kind of shy. I was kind of afraid, like what people would say if people see me. It's like you have this phrase like afraid to explore, right? My first video I do on YouTube, I don't know what I doing. You understand? But a survivor, they're here so still. So sometimes we have to come out of afraid. The thing is like we frightened, come out of it, explore. All these people channel will blow up on YouTube and them thing. They have to come out of the shell. Alright? Sometimes we afraid to do live because the thing, watch, a lot of time I want to do live and all this thing, but it's like, it's like you're afraid, you all these kind of thing. Okay, I will see if I get a menswear book for you. Hold on. Let me see if I get it for you. Because I think I purchased that book on Amazon. Hold on, let me see if it's Amazon I get this book from for you. Let me see if I get it. Let me see if I get it on Amazon. Sorry. Let me see. Let's see if I get this book on Amazon. It's a nice book. I run through it and I just like the book. I won't tell you what the book name. Let me see if it's here. Purchase this book. Yeah, sometimes we just be afraid. You understand? To explore ourselves and to show people what we could do. Okay. The book name Pattern Making for Men's. Pattern Making for Men's Wear. Classic, right? Contemporary. Yes, it's a pattern book for men's wear. Hold on, let me see if I could get it open. Let me see if I could get it open. Yeah, it's a pattern book for men wear. It's marked Pattern Making for Men's Wear. Yes, and the book has, hold on, The book costs $113.27. That's what I purchased the book for, because it's a good book. I will do a next short. I will do a short clip for you, and I will put it up with the book that I did, the books them that I purchased, which I find it have a lot of information, and the information them more simple, right? It's not like them long time drafting book. It's the guy around the bush, check this, do that. This one have a set of simple details. They show you exactly how much measurement to take and how much of that, and go down this. It's a lovely book, right? So I will do a short clip with it for you, and I will put it up on my channel before the day out, so that you can see the books them that I just use. Alright, I will put it up. It's a very nice book. I buy a couple book for thing. I think I get some last week. I buy about 5 book come last week, the pattern drafting book and the menswear book. So I will do a video with it, and I will put it up, let you see, so you'll get an idea. Right? The book teach you every single thing. I love this book. It's very clear and it thick. So you're going to pay $113.27 for this book. But it's a good investment, especially for you who doing menswear. You won't regret buying this book. It got all kind. It even have for ladies and all inside, I think. I ain't too sure if it. I can't remember if it have for ladies, but I think it's a more menswear book. But everything from suit to jacket to pants, everything it have inside for men. So it's a nice book. So I will do a short clip and I will put it up for you. Alright? Yes. I will do that. Yeah, it's good to help your brothers. Yes. Yeah. So I will put it up for you. So I'll do the next video. So as I said, I hope I was able to make this life clear. You understand what I was saying, and I was hope I was able to help you, right? To answer to some question that you have. And as I said, I would encourage you, just explore with whatever you want, right? If you want to make menswear, if you want to bring out a clothing line, as I said, start with about 3 or 6 pieces. You could make a pants. You could make a little tank top like what I have on here for ladies or men. You could make a little blouse, right? You could make some other little short skirt. We could start with about 6 pieces, like a skirt, a blouse, a tank top, a pants, a vest, and some other little thing, right? Yes, no problem. Yes. That's good, and thank you very much. If I have any question with anything, I would ask you. Right? Yes, thank you for considering me. So, so start, don't let anybody stop you from doing what you want to do. Right? You have to start somewhere. So as I would encourage you, when you get money, buy a piece. I studying to do the same thing. So maybe what I can do when I buy the fabric, as I studying for start a little clothing line, but I want to do just a 6 pieces, right, in the same fabric. All right, so maybe what we can do, we can come together, right, and maybe we can create this clothing line. Okay, we can create this clothing line. Maybe we can advertise it, right? We can advertise it, this clothing line. Or if what we could do, it got a number of things we could do. What we could do, maybe we can do like maybe a Zoom call, right? A Zoom classes together where we can, teach people some basic something for do something. But we have to advertise that properly. If it's okay with you, you will let me know, right? So we can boost both of us channel. It would help both of us. So if that is something you would like to, no problem. We can talk more about that, right? And maybe we can do a clothing line. We can put it on the website so people can see what it look like. We get people to model. We get people to think, you here, I here. That's how you got business partner. Right? So we will think about it and talk about it more. maybe we can get a Zoom chat, me and you together, and we discuss it more. How you like that? What do you think about that? Maybe we could arrange that a little more and discuss that part of it. So don't let anybody stop you from going about your goals. If you want to start your clothing line, start it with a little 6 or 3 pieces, which I am planning to do for myself, right? So you can do that as well. And from there, you're right. Yes. Yes. So from there we can come together, right? And thing. I find people who have small channel. That's our next topic I would do a live about, like with people who have small channel who want come together, and do something that could build a channel. That would be a good thing. Help each other so we can build each other. You understand? So that is our next question, next video. I will do a next live with that. For like all who have small channel want to come together as one, we can do it and help each other. So we can boost we channel so it could blow up, and we can, get something out of it. Teach people how to do certain things, right? Yeah, we can do that. So we'll talk more about that. Maybe we can get a Zoom meeting together and sit down and discuss this thing more, how we could go about it. Because I myself planning to do, I always want to do, like, it's like you want people to wear your clothes, like, so how they would feel in it. How you just feel in your clothes, like you want people to feel the same way. And the amount of comment you just get and compliment you just get with your clothing, you would feel good if you could get a nice clothing line. People say, well, I purchased that from Tamara Fanchad, or I purchased that from the professional designer, or whoever. You feel good about yourself. So I would encourage you to try. Do it. Start with a 6 pieces. Sometimes you might thank me later. You understand? Just go about it. Don't be afraid. Sometimes we're afraid to do certain things, but sometimes we have to step out and just do it. Right? Just do an investment with that. You buy like maybe you could buy, they have places selling like 15 yards of cloth on a boat for like $56 US, right? Or $99 US. You could do the investment and just buy the one pattern, or maybe if you're doing plain, you could buy like 3 yards or 4 different color, right? And you make the design inside and you just put it up. I want to do it for myself, but when I buy the fabric and thing, I want to try that for myself and see how it would go, right? So maybe you can try it as well, right? So we'll talk a little more about that. So I hope I was able to do this live chat, right? And maybe you can do a little live for yourself one of these days. You understand? Just do a little live, advertise yourself. That's how people make it in thing, That's how people end up being big by advertising. Let me tell you, for grow your channel and live, every time you do a live, it keep growing your channel. You know you want to grow your channel. So everyone, one time you come on, you do a little live, you put up a little thing. You understand? Do your thing, man. Yes. Yes. You have to think. You come out of this afraid thing. And I was afraid as well. But no, I say, hey, if you're afraid and you keep indoors, nobody will know about you. Nobody know your skills, what you can do. You understand? You won't put yourself out there. Eventually, your channel get 1 million subscriber because you keep thing. I mean, the editing of the video and thing is a time consuming something. You have to put a lot of work into it. But see if you could upload a little video, like make it a goal, right? Say, look, like every week I would upload a video, even if it's a short clip, even if it's what, just every week keep uploading a video. I plan on uploading a video every Thursdays, right? So if your day off is Thursday, like me, you can do the same. If your day off is like Friday, you can do the same. Just put that into thing and say, look, every week I want to upload this video, so it can help grow my channel. People would find and they would see that, well, look, you're trying. So people like things that, it could be in their face all the time. You come, well, she have this tutorial thing. Or what you could do is do a pre-advertisement. Well, look, I have this like how I just do, like I would do, like for instance, I do my pattern. I do the front part first, right? I do the back part second, or I do the back part first, or I do thing. I do half in each week. I put up the other half, so it won't be so hectic on you, because drafting these things and videoing these things and editing these things is a lot. It takes a lot of work. So what you can do, if you know that you want to make like a pants, you draft the front part, you edit it, and you put it up. Next week, you draft the back part, you edit it, and you put it up. So you could be consistent. You could be, you could be regular. So every week they would know that they're getting a tutorial from you. So they would keep coming back to your channel. They would share your channel. They would you would get new subscribers and them thing. You understand? So keep at it. Don't give up. Sometimes I just feel to give up, but no, it's something that I like doing. I like show people what I could do. So keep at it, and eventually you'll see your channel going to keep growing, growing, growing. I maybe have about 2,000 something subscribers. I didn't get that overnight. People just like what I do, and they just keep subscribing, and then they share it with their friends, and things like that. So that now would help build your channel when they see you every week. You have a free new tutorial, how to do this, how to do that, how to do. People, I just say everybody have they subscribe, because some people may like commercial sewing pattern. They have their own people. A lot of people want to learn to do their own thing. They don't want to depend on these things. Because if these things are out of style, there's nothing you can do. You can't sew without that. But you see, we know people would more like our skills, because we teaching them how to do it. Right? So if they meet in a jam on the, let me say for instance, this pattern company closed down, they have to depend on that. They know how to do that, right? So it's a good thing you doing. I watch your video them, and I like them, right? You show people how to do things. You show people how to do things. Continue doing it, right? And if you could upload often, it would be very, very good for you, right? Because I go to your channel and I watch your channel. I like the tutorials that on your channel, right? And you're doing very well so far. So keep at it, and eventually you're going to see. You're going to thank me one day, right? So thanks for being on my live. Thanks for all the questions. I appreciate all, right? And I hope I was able to answer them for you in a clear manner and a clear way that you could understand, right? Because some people that say, I don't understand what you're saying, or maybe the different slang, or the different, the way we speak, right? Because we have certain things we would say, sometimes you might know is what I say, but yes, but I hope I was able to make it clear. So, as I said, I would do the video before the day out for you with the books them, and I would put it up let you see. All right. So, and it even have they even have even the when you're making the fly front for men pants, they have a gadget for that. I purchased it the other day. Yes, and it make it so easy, right? So all that I will do video in it, and I will share. But this afternoon I will upload a book for you where you could see, and you could go and see what it look like and purchase it, right? So I hope I was able to answer your question. Thank you for joining, and I really appreciate and enjoy the conversation with you, and I'm happy to have you here. So I will see you in my next video, and you take care and you have a nice day, and look out for my next live chat where we will come up with some other situation, some other things where we will discuss further, right? Maybe we could discuss about the fabric or whatever, right? So I will see you, and you take care and you have a wonderful day, right? Bye bye, and that's all for now.